Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 11, and he has autism. And tonight, I felt like making a mess. I don't know why. Sometimes I just things just need to be a little bit different. And tonight was one of those nights. I don't even know why, but I saw this blue, sitting here, and all of a sudden I decided that I wanted mush. I wanted this, in different aspects, and I don't know why. I'm planning on painting flowers on it, but I just felt like I needed this. And some things just happen, and so that's what's happening. And we'll just go from there in a moment. But I wanted the mess. Sometimes when I paint with Owen, because he helps me paint the backgrounds with a hand-over-hand method, when we're doing the different things, I always paint with multiple backgrounds over, one day, so that he can just... I paint every day, but he paints every, 3 or 4 days, depending on what we're doing and everything. And so sometimes when we're painting, I'll use multiple colors on one palette, or one background, and that kind of changes what we're doing. And with that, I'll use shading and just make it a little bit different. But this one was not like that. This was just plain. But for whatever reason, this is what I wanted to do. And we'll see. We'll see what happens as we go. And I've got mostly reds. I feel like I need a little bit of a lighter one, so I added some white over here, which my white is, again, not the best of the white right now. I need to maybe even get a more white. But I don't even... Oh, I'm throwing my brush here. I put my brush down so I wouldn't have it in the way, and then I made it in the way. I have no clue why I decided that I wanted this such a mess today, but here we are. So, sometimes when I paint, it's almost abstract, I suppose. It's just a lot about emotions to me. That's kind of what happens. And I generally use one brush. I used, the different brush for the background of this, but I generally use one brush. And I like to do that because I like to have all the colors of the paint while I'm painting, to kind of show up as, the variations in the flowers. And so it's exciting to me to see what it all turns out to be. So that's where we're kind of at right now. And it's all gonna be messy, but that's okay. It can be messy without a problem. Well, without it being a problem, I suppose, is what I mean. It's because life is messy. Art can be messy. Art can be anything. I was so scared for years to paint because perfectly imperfect paintings is what I do. And, you know, it's not that I'm a perfectionist. It's just I knew I couldn't paint straight lines and I couldn't paint these particular looks or, a real flower. But nothing starts as perfection. I mean, we all have to learn and grow and change and evolve and figure out what works best for us. And once I decided that it wasn't about perfection, it was about emotions, and it was about how I felt and how I wanted to share these times with my son, it completely changed my life. It completely changed how I think about everything. And so once I said, oh, okay, this isn't about perfection. This is about my life, my son's life, what we can do and be involved in, and how we can help each other grow. And so then art became so much more to me. And here I am years later, never, painted before I started painting with my son. And then this happened. The love for painting just took over. And so now I'm in that moment where this is what I love to do. I love to be able to share our story. I love to be able to just paint from my heart and not worry about perfection. Because I'm the first to say that there's nothing about me that is perfect. It's just life. Life is imperfect with some perfect moments that make you who you are. And that's what I strive for. That's what I'm hoping for, is just a time where it's my son and I, and life has happened. We've got what it is. And that's how it should be. And so I'm very excited about imperfect moments, because they have changed my life. They have completely and utterly changed my life. Every time I say the word utterly, that utterly makes me laugh. It's an interesting word to me, and I choose to use it. Language is interesting. As my son, the doctors told me that he might not talk, and I get it. That's, they have to kind of explain it, let me know. But I told him that I knew he could talk. He just had to find a place in his mind to move it all around so he could talk. And not only does he talk, but he comprehends tons of languages. I could not even begin to understand how many languages he truly knows. I can only guess. He asked, I can't say her name because then she'll talk. There's two people that are part of the computer world that you say their names and they translate everything. So I'm laughing because so many times she just answers randomly, even when it seems like I'm just thinking about something. But he knows all of these languages. So that's the miracle. That's the thing is we just have to kind of keep moving through life and keep trying to figure out what we want out of everything and how we have to adapt and change. And these are the moments that make me so happy, is when I'm being able to share a journey with my son, and he's starting to express more interest in art and doing his own art. And occasionally he'll paint something, or he'll want to talk about what we're painting or the backgrounds. And that's the goal, is for him to just be able to enjoy this and like what he's doing, and finding something that makes him happy. That's this mama's goal. So I'm excited when we do projects together, or we find things that interest him or interest me that we can do. So it's a growing experience. That's what it's all about. So we're kind of, I added more white while I was talking, because the one I had was going quickly away. Wasn't going to use as much of the white, but sometimes things change, which is fine. Like that. Sometimes it doesn't look thick enough, or it doesn't look, I don't know, something. So we just keep adding until we get it in there. And then we need some leaves. If you've watched before, you know that the word leaves, I can't ever say it correctly. Maybe that's why I like it so much. It's an interesting word to me, so I use it a lot. So now I've got some really dark section down here, and I'm not completely I don't know, I want it to be a little more. Now let's see, this is where life gets interesting, because I'm going to come back and add some more color and depth and stuff. And I want the blue, but I didn't want that harsh section. I don't know. So we're just gonna kind of and this is like a fan brush. They come in different thicknesses, and sometimes I use it like in that direction, where it's more of like just a line, and then sometimes I use it this way, where I spread stuff out, or kind of make it a little like fuzzy or distracted. And those are not any of the probably correct technical terms, but that's what I know. So that's what we go with. And now I'm gonna just kind of take a little of what's in the painting and just extend it a little bit. This is why I say sometimes I do these abstract kind of I don't want to take anything from a person that really knows how to do a great abstract painting, because that is by no means what I can do. Because abstract art is technically, well, truly, tougher, harder than you can imagine. Because, like, when you look at something, you can throw paint on a canvas, but when people do like all of these fancy, it amazes me what people come up with to kind of make it happen. So, but I just have fun, I kind of just take it and see what happens. And I'm liking the extra of this color. And again, this is just kind of blurring the lines. So it's kind of behind. It's very busy. I need a little more of that. And now, okie dokie. I always sign O for Owen, since he is the foundation of why I started painting, and then L and B. So there's that. And then let's see if I can do this without painting myself. I spread this out, and it depends on how the paint's acting, but I spread this out, and it takes a couple of days to dry. This is just the leftover paint. So I just spread it out, and I'll make that probably a little bit more something. But I gotta lay my brush down without. I make jewelry and magnets and different things. But this is gonna be a keychain or a necklace. I just haven't done them yet. So that's where I'm at. So there's the busyness. I always like to, especially when I do flowers, I always like to pick out like one of my favorite flowers. And this one right here just is interesting to me. I ended up doing a lot of the white in there, and that one kind of sticks out. So that's what I'm going with. So I thank you for joining us and being a part of our journey and listening to my story. If you'd like to check out more of our artwork, you can look at our website, which is sweetbabyo.com, and my art is on there, our art. And you can also see us on Facebook, where I share our journey, which is Sweet Baby O and Sweet Baby O Designs. So thanks again for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Toodles!